And as me, it's like as a content creator, lately I've also felt the first-hand cringe and the second-hand cringe of people trying so hard to capture a moment. Like I'm guilty of this too. When going to like a new restaurant that's opening up, me and my friends are all excited. We're excited, but we're pretty much not excited about the food. We're just excited to make a TikTok about it and just to go
Phone
viral
eats
with it.
first. Phone eats first.
I'm telling you.
Hey, friends. I'm Tiffany,
And I'm Nick.
and you're listening to the Twisdom Podcast, where your typical twins talking about mental wellness.
And getting better every day. So, let me ask you a question. How often do you look at your camera roll at old pics?
Man, I would say probably every day, to be honest.
Every
I
day.
like to.
That's depressing. I was not expecting you to say that.
but, I mean, I guess old pics, because sometimes I look at my camera roll to see pictures that I took that day. Um, sometimes I just take random pictures, and I want to look back at it, like something that was interesting. Like I'm a Well, I guess random sunset pictures aren't really random, but I have a ton of sunset pictures in my camera roll. Got some selfies too, got some pictures with friends. But yeah, I just like to look back on the memories, and see like like how far I've come over the past, or what has changed, what has gotten better, that type of deal.
Very, very retrospective. I wasn't expecting that.
Sorry.
So, let me ask you, what was the best sunset you've ever seen? And you said you already had a picture on your phone. Could you describe to me what that sunset looked like without looking at your phone for that picture?
Yep.
Okay.
I So I was sitting on the rooftop of my old apartment complex, and I used to go up there at nights during the summer when school was out and just look and watch the sunset. But yeah, it was at first it was just a regular blue fading into the orangish yellowy type, but then as it progressed, oh my gosh, I don't think I have seen anything more beautiful. And I was hoping, like, when I watch sunsets, I really, really hope that there's pink clouds. Not that clouds could be pink, but like the reflection or whatever.
Mm.
And they're pink from, I guess it's the sun's reflection. I don't know. But there were pink clouds. They were kind of wispy, in elementary school science class. They taught us about the different clouds. I think they were cirrus clouds, like the feathery type clouds of pink, and the top of the sky was more blue, and then it faded down into some orange, and the colors were vibrant. Man, that was a show right there.
Damn, you gave me like a really descriptive answer. I was, you got a wild, vivid memory. Oh man. But my point is, does that experience align with the image that you captured? Does that image do
Oh
it enough
no.
justice?
No. Because I don't know what it is, but when I take pictures with my phone, it does not compare to being in the moment, being just present in that moment and seeing all the colors in the sky. And the phone doesn't capture the depth and what's the word? I guess the depth and hue of the colors that
Mm.
I'm seeing in real life. So it's so much more better in person than captured on a phone.
And them iPhone cameras poop, bro. I don't care what people
Right.
say. Androids and Google Pixels, crisp images, and they got the AI stuff
Mm.
too. I'm still team iPhone, because I'm basic. But
Yeah, me
like,
too.
if it wasn't,
We
if it
complain, but we
wa-
still have them.
we still have 'em. If it wasn't for that, bro. Oh my gosh. But the point is, the picture just did not do it justice. And
Mm-mm.
like you said, the experience in the moment was so much better, and that resonated more in your memory than a photo
Mm-hmm.
that would have just, you'd have looked at and tried to remember, tried to capture that moment.
Mm.
And I don't know, that's kind of got me thinking just about like last week. I asked myself, like, when I'm going out, hanging out with people, or when I'm, going to an event, most of the times I'm just sitting there like fidgeting, like hanging with my friends. We're on our phones and at a table, of course, trying to figure out what to do. I swear, bro. And like, a funny moment happens, and then it's like the craziest thing, and everyone's just like trying to record it or like make a TikTok out of it, and after that, it just goes back to being boring again. And I'm just like, bruh, is this am I really experiencing life right now, bruh? Like,
Mm.
I don't know. I'm always focusing on, where we're gonna go next, or like, man, it's not as fun as we hung out last time, kind of deal. And I'm just like, why can't I just enjoy being with my friends? It's kind of like our digital diet episode, but that thinking, it's got me asking myself, just how you captured that photo and it didn't do it justice. It's like,
Mhm.
are we so focused on capturing a moment rather than experiencing a moment? Because I don't
Mm.
know, me, I feel like nowadays we all enjoy things in life a little less. I don't know why. It's just like our experiences never align with how we perceive the current moment. So what we captured doesn't do it justice on what we've experienced in the moment, kind of thing. Basically, when we're trying to focus on capturing something for now or later, we're always worried about, did I get the right angle, or,
Mm.
is this better than last time and stuff like that. We're always focusing on the future or in the past. And I don't know, it's kind of got me feeling like, dang, I'm not really enjoying, you know, life as much because I'm always focusing on, oh, well, what do I got to do after a hangout? Or, oh, like, man, it's not as fun as last time, like I said. But let's stick to this idea of capturing, right?
Mm.
The point of capturing stuff is to have it for later or have it for the future. And as me, it's like as a content creator, lately I've also felt the first hand cringe and the second hand cringe of people trying so hard to capture a moment. Like I'm guilty of this too. When going to like a new restaurant that's opening up, me and my friends are all excited. We're excited, but we're pretty much not excited about the food. We're just excited to make a TikTok about it and just to go
Phone
viral
eats
with it.
first. Phone eats first.
I'm telling you. And I don't know. And it's kind of like that clip I sent you about the New Year's Eve celebration in
Mm.
Paris. Where
Mhm.
everyone's got their phone out, they're doing the countdown, and everyone's on their phone except one person. A couple was actually kissing, but shout out to the dude who still got the angle because he was preoccupied with kissing. So he still
Mhm.
managed to get that shot while he was
So he was
kissing,
still on
bro.
his phone.
Still on his phone, bro. Like, man, it sucks he was getting distracted, but he still got the shot though, bro. So I mean, you got it,
I mean,
but
that's what counts. But for
it'll
real,
look
like,
out, bruh.
yeah.
But the point is, whether they were focused on capturing the moment for the New Year's celebration or whether they were focusing on going viral just because they had a unique shot of this experience, I think that reveals a lot about our own processes and how we're experiencing life. Like that kind of moment is so unique, though somehow it was just dystopian Black Mirror moment where everyone just had to have it on their phones. Everyone. And sometimes I'll be going to like concerts and stuff, and like someone be in front of me got a better shot. I'm like, yo, just airdrop me that footage, bro. And I'll just be back there jamming while their arms are getting tired. I'll be like, yo, just send me that. I've done that plenty of times, but I don't know. I just feel like living in the moment, you have to enjoy what's in front of you. And there's probably a lot of psychology behind that, but like I said, it's very reflective of our own thought processes. Um, Very quickly, I'll give you another example. Um, there's always that one friend in the friend group that's always trying to, go viral or whatnot. It's me. I'm not gonna lie, it's me. But it's like that one friend that's always focusing about blowing up or going viral, always thinking about the future, right? And whenever there's a funny moment, they just have to recreate it just to get it on camera. It is never as good as the first time it happened, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
like,
Like, run that
that's
back. Run
me.
that back.
Run that back. I'm telling you, that's me. And I noticed that about myself because I started thinking like, dang, bro, I'm always trying to like make my moments. I'm trying to capitalize on my moments, bro. I'm trying to like blow up off of this when I could have just enjoyed it for the moment instead of trying to
Mm.
like wait for it to potentially, you know, change my future later. But I could have just
Yeah.
enjoyed it now. And on
Mm.
the flip side of that, sometimes we think too far backwards. A lot of
Mhm.
times, like I said, I'll be hanging out with my friends and like, there's nothing to do for the weekend. We just chilling, getting food. And I'm like, man, it's not the same as last time. It's not the same as the party we went to last time. Or like, you know, those people that post those memories on their stories from like 4 years ago. Like
Mhm.
I'm calling y'all out because that is so annoying,
Stop
bro. Y'all
calling
be
me out. Stop calling me out.
it's you, bro. Posting stuff from 4 years ago, bro. Like we don't care. You were at the beach 4 years ago. Like I don't know, bro. It's like how are we always focusing on what's in front of us or what's behind us and not living the moment? We're capturing the moment, but we're not experiencing it. And I don't
Mm.
know. I might just be just talking a bunch of nonsense here. Maybe it's just we all want to just have something to look back on to. I might be generalizing and saying everyone does this. A lot of people don't. A lot of people just take a quick photo and that's it. Go back to enjoying it. But I think it's again it's really reflective of how we think in terms of, anxiety and depression. We're always focused on the future or the past instead of what's in front of us.
Mm.
So I
Mhm.
gotta ask you,
Mhm.
do you tend to think more about the future or the past?
That's a good question. I want to say I think more about the past, even though sometimes I have anxiety about, like what's going to happen in the future, like especially when it comes to like new opportunities, which we kind of talked about in Prepared to Be Unprepared. But I think I generally think more on the past and thinking about those what ifs. What if this would have happened? Blah blah blah. And it makes me think of, I don't know, just growing up in grade school, how I wasn't that much socially awkward, but kind of awkward. And sometimes I would have conversations with people, and then I'd be like, "Ah, dang!" After the conversation, I should have said this, or "Man, they're gonna think I'm stupid," or "I should have said that," and just going back and rewinding to those conversations of the past, and knowing like you can't change anything. But and then I think about, just situations where I know last year I went through a breakup, and that was hard, and I just kept thinking, what if this could have happened, or what if that would have changed, or all those things, and just dwelling on the past, and it comes into thought loops and spirals, and it's hard to be present in the moment when my mind and thoughts are so focused and vacuumed into thinking back on the past, looking in that rearview mirror.
Yeah, no, honestly, I agree. It's like you said, always, bro. Me, I'm sort of an awkward person. I don't know in person, like on camera, bro. I'd be cool with it, but in person, bro, I'm awkward as hell, dude. I'll like, I'll always be saying the wrong thing, and then like 10 minutes later, I'm still thinking like, dang, like you said, I should have said this and this and this, and then I'll try to like fix it the next time they ask me a question and say something even more
Mhm,
stupid. I'm
mhm.
like, bruh.
Yeah.
And I could have just like calmed down and just focused on what they actually asked and just I don't know, bro. But like, yeah, no, 100%
But
like go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say, I think you hit on a good point, because when we're still in the conversation and we think back on what we just said and we're still in the conversation, it we just take our minds off whatever that person is saying, because we're like, oh my gosh, how do I fix this? Coming up with the thoughts in our head. What do I say? And we're totally not listening to the person in front of us.
It breaks us out of that loop into another worse loop. Like
Mm.
it's like yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
And just what we've been talking about, it has me thinking about, how we like to dive a little bit, not too much into the psychology of things, but, kind of just that introduction to the psychology of things. And when I think about how we focus so much on the past or focus so much on the future and not so much on the present, I feel like mindfulness is such a key tool that we could have to focus on that present moment and living in the moment. And so what mindfulness is it's basically two main components of awareness and acceptance. And so that awareness piece is just noticing what's going on, noticing how you're feeling, noticing those thoughts, noticing the situation you're in currently in. So just having that mindful awareness of noticing what it is that's going on. So another word for that is just observing. And then that acceptance piece of mindfulness is noticing it without judgment and without trying to change the situation. Because I know for me, sometimes I could go and dwell on the past and think about like, oh my gosh, is there a way that I can change this? Well, sometimes I don't need to go that route. I need to be mindful, be in that present moment, stop trying to dwell on the past, stop thinking about what I need to change or couldn't change or all those things, and just notice how I'm feeling and noticing the present moment that I'm in without judgment. And so, with that acceptance piece, it's like there may be things that we don't like or don't want to happen, but radical acceptance is accepting things for what it is. So basically, it's that it is what it is type vibe or mindset.
It is
And
what it is.
acceptance, just because you accept something doesn't mean you have to agree with it. So just because you don't accept somebody else's opinion, or just because you don't agree with someone else's opinion, doesn't mean that you have that same opinion, but you're accepting that this person has a different view than you. So acceptance is accepting anything, but not necessarily agreeing with everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I was gonna say that that acceptance piece really ties in well to, like I said, that photo analogy, because mindfulness is, like you said, being aware of the moment. When I go to concerts, for example, I'll take like a good 30-second clip of, them performing. But the rest
Mm,
of the 2-hour show, you're not gonna see me pulling my phone out, bro. Like you said, I'm mindful, yes, that I'm there
mm,
and I'm aware, number one,
mm-hmm.
but I'm not trying to create this most crazy, like vivid angle of center stage, or like I'm trying to get the best possible shot of them doing a stage eye. Like, no, I'm not gonna wait for that. I'm not gonna try to get the best angle. What I get is what I get. And that's the acceptance piece. Like you said,
Mm,
that's
mm,
that image is gonna serve me well just to remember the moment. But I have that experience inside me in my brain that's
mm,
more vivid than one that sunset photo that you took is, for example, like the experience in your brain is going to be way more vivid than that photo. Acceptance that the photo may not be that great, but I'm aware that I experienced this moment, and that's where you stop it. Don't try to keep getting that loop of trying to get a better photo or trying to, go, I don't know, main character syndrome and be the center of attention trying to get like, but mindfulness, in the same way we handle our thoughts about our, anxieties or whatnot, we got to just focus on the present. And
mm-hmm.
I think you really tied it together. So I
Mm,
had this analogy about, like you said, you brought up a real good point about a rear view mirror. Imagine driving a car with only your rear view mirror. You know how hard that would be? You're looking at all this stuff that's behind you. You're like, I don't know. I guess it could be done in theory, but like, because did you have to do the parallel park thing when you learn how to drive?
dude, in our driver's test, we had to drive backwards and reverse for like 100 feet or something
It's
like
like
that, and I
100
remember that
feet. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
vividly. And I was just like, man, when I look back, my view is so distorted compared to the front view.
Exactly. Your view is distorted. It's not good to, like you said, keep looking in the back while you're going forward. When you're living life,
Mm,
you're always going forward, no matter what you think. And if you're always constantly looking in your rearview mirror, of course you're gonna get sad about the past. Of course that's gonna get you in that loop of depression. And of course you're not gonna enjoy what's in front of you. Same way is if you're trying to focus too much on the future. If you drive a car with a telescope instead of a front windshield, that's even worse because you're always seeking miles ahead instead of what's in front of you. You're still going to hit stuff. And I don't know. I think when it comes to being mindful of the current, being mindful of your current experience, enjoy it. Enjoy what's in front of you. When you're driving a car, if you ever gone like on a Sunday drive, you're not worried where you're going. You're not worried where you came from. You're just there and enjoying it. And that's what I want to say about living in the moment, experiencing the moment, not trying to capture it. But I don't know. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. And I think you mentioned, kind of hit on this a little bit with what you were saying of like not like it helps you to kind of stay out of that funk of depression or anxiety. And those are some benefits of mindfulness. Research has shown that mindfulness can improve symptoms of depression, anxiety, memory, focus. It can help improve resiliency to stress, emotion regulation, improve relationships and interpersonal relationships, that type of deal. And so there are so many benefits to mindfulness and living in the moment and just kind of focusing on that present. So we've just been talking about how to live in the present as opposed to the past and the future. So Nick, do you happen to have any actionable steps as to how we can be more mindful or be in that present moment and live in the present moment?
Yeah, yeah. I would say number one's first thing, definitely try out some mindfulness techniques, whether it's through
Mm,
meditation or just little exercises you can find online. Bunch of great resources out there. If you don't believe in all that psychology like stuff, I know it's kind of overwhelming and hard to understand at times. I get it. Sometimes I find my own little shortcuts, I guess. My own psych
yeah,
shortcuts.
do what works best for you, you know?
Whatever works best for you is what's gonna stick with you the most. And when we talk about living mindfully, I guess, is that right?
Mhm, yeah.
Living mindfully, how you that sounds. We're trying to be intentful about what's in front of us. It sounds really good. It sounds really good. Living mindfully.
I
Welcome
hear
back to
people
the
say that
Twisted
all the
Podcast.
time.
I never heard that, bro. Living mindfully. I'm kind of thinking about a shortcut I took to mindfulness is taking visual snapshots. Whenever you're in an experience, you're in a moment, or you're just trying to refocus your attention on the present, do like a visual snapshot. Take one big look at whatever's in front of you, absorb it all in, and then recenter your focus. I promise you, it sounds ridiculous, right? It sounds kind of stupid, but when you're observing what's in front of you, you're refocusing your brain on what's present, and you're refocusing your senses to basically the real world. And Aristotle believed that our senses are a portal to reality, right? So your sight, your vision is a big component of that. So if you can just take a glance at what's in front of you, like you're sitting with your friends or whatnot, just take a little 1 second snapshot, mental snapshot, and say, okay, I'm here. This is what I'm doing. My friends are in front of me. I'm enjoying the moment. Don't judge it, like you said.
Mm,
It's all about acceptance and awareness. And I think those little mental snapshots, kind of like taking a picture on your camera, right? But in your brain, in your mind, it will be stored more vividly, right? So
mm,
taking a mental snapshot will refocus your attention, and that's practicing mindfulness. What's in front of you, you're letting everything else pass. You're just focusing on what's on in front of you. So observe and let go. That's what I would say. You have any tips?
yeah, and I really like your tip of kind of looking up mindfulness techniques or doing mindfulness techniques. There's meditations out there, meditation podcasts that are some are like quick 5 minute meditation of just like focusing on your breathing and just being in that present moment. Um, and there's like you said, or like we said, find what works best for you, because I feel that there's things that we can do throughout our day to be more in that present moment. If that means putting your phone away for a little bit, not getting on your phone. Like, if you want to learn more about how to do that, go back to our episode called Digital Diet. Then you can also throughout your day, because I know sometimes I'm doing chores, adulting. If you want to
Mm.
learn more about adulting, go back to our adulting episode or
You plug
mid
in all our
quarter crisis.
episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. But so something that I had to do is chores. So I have to clean, do laundry, all those things. Well, you can be mindful as you do those things. So when I'm washing dishes, I'll just kind of sometimes I'll just like really focus on the plate that I'm washing, noticing the suds washing over the plate and how the water feels on my skin, that type of deal. Just being in that present moment. And I tell you, it is so, random, or maybe not random, but it's so unconventional, but it just feels so real, like you're in this
Mm-hmm.
moment. Another thing is mindful eating. So sometimes, like you said, when we're out with our friends at restaurants, we're on our phone, not even engaging in conversation, just eating on our phones, not paying attention to how the food tastes, blah, blah, blah. So something that you can do is eat mindfully. Don't have any distractions while you're eating. Just focus on the food that you're eating. And that honestly helps me to eat slower. And which is,
Taste the
it helps
food.
my digestive system, if you know what
Oh,
I
you
mean.
were you went there. I was thinking about tasting the food, but okay.
Oh, but that too. No, yes, it helps you taste the food more. I don't know if y'all saw Ratatouille, but do you remember that part in the movie when Remy was eating, I think he was eating a piece of grape or a piece of cheese and a grape, and he did like one at a time, taste the cheese, and then all the little circles came up in his mind, the colors, and then he tasted that grape, and then some different circles and shapes and colors came up in his mind, and then he ate them together, and then it was just like, fireworks or whatever. I'm like, that is what it feels to eat mindfully, yo. I was like, I'm in my Remy era right now.
Riviera.
But nah, that was like one of the best experiences. It made the food taste 10 times better. So all that to say, you can do try to do pretty much anything mindfully. I know that sometimes when it comes to work, it might just be, you got to produce, but so that might not mindfulness might not come quickly with that part, but there are other areas in your life that you can try to be mindful and live in that present moment just so that you can enjoy life, man, and enjoy the company of other people. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I got as far as kind of action steps.
Yep, living in the present moment, man. I tell you, when you were talking, I zoned out a little bit, and I implemented my own technique. I did that mental snapshot, and like, oh, we're still recording a podcast. Nice. And I was like, yeah. And I got refocused. So I'll tell you, it works. But like I said, there's many shortcuts, these psych shortcuts, I like to call them, that you could take to practice mindfulness. That you don't have to meditate for a good hour. You could do mental snapshots, like I said. But let us know in the comments below what has worked for you or any other ideas you have to practice mindfulness. And just remember to enjoy the moment.
Enjoy the now. Enjoy the now, friends. Well, it was good to have you listen to this episode of our podcast. We hope to see you on the next episode.